Hi, everyone. I'm Catherine Engleman with the Market Insights team at Greene Tweed. I'm chatting today with my colleague, Bret Neese, who heads up our advanced technology group. And Bret and I have both actually been following developments related to PFAS for years now. It's a very hot topic. We're certainly not the only ones with our eyes on the market, but we thought it would be really fun this time of year to put out our predictions as to what we think 2026 will bring in terms of PFAS. So Bret, I'll let you go first. I know you've got an ear to the ground with this market. What do you expect to see in terms of sentiment around PFAS for the next 12 months or so?
First off, Catherine, thank you for inviting me to talk about this. We're going to continue to see interest in PFAS, and this has been a conversation that I've been involved in for the last few years. It's not going to go away in 2026. Certainly, I think we still realize that replacing PFAS in some mission-critical applications like the applications in which we participate in Greene Tweed is very challenging. But also what I'm seeing, and I think we're going to see more of this in 2026, is that there's more of an awareness that fluoropolymers are a low concern. And that's, for the most part, that's our participation with PFAS at Greene Tweed with fluoropolymers. I think you're going to see companies more focused on other substances beyond the polymers.
Yeah. What are some examples of those other substances?
Well, the first place I would look is any place where you have a PFAS that is used in consumer applications, such as cosmetics. If you look at industrial applications, the types of places where Greene Tweed participates, I think fluoropolymers and PFAS might be less of a concern. But we focus on applications where we use high performance fluoropolymers. Like, I don't think that's going to be the focus over the next couple of years.
Yeah.
I think the primary focus on fluoropolymers is more related to the manufacturing process and the manufacturing plants where these polymers are produced. We're seeing a lot of R&D effort from the fluoropolymer producers to develop both new surfactants, new processes, and this is all moving the industry forward. And at Greene Tweed, we don't produce any of these polymers, but we work very closely with the R&D teams at most or all of the fluoropolymer producers. And we're working with them to make sure we're bringing the most state-of-the-art technology forward for our customers so that we can move everybody in the right direction.
Yeah. And that makes sense, the approach. And I think I would generally agree with you from what I've seen and what I've read is that there's more of a thoughtful approach to really doing some risk-benefit analysis and factoring that into the prioritization of any sort of PFAS reduction activities.
So what do you think, Catherine? I mean, I know you've been paying a lot of attention to PFAS, reading a lot what's in the news and the literature. What are your predictions for 2026?
Yeah, actually, the part of the industry that fascinates me the most is the efforts around PFAS destruction and trying to come up with a solution there that really works, a proven solution. I've been reading about that quite a lot, especially for the past year or two, and it's a really hot topic. There's a lot of interest across several industries in exploring methods and technologies that can truly destroy and completely destroy PFAS. And it's extremely interesting to read about the complexities and the difficulties, what makes it so challenging to destroy PFAS. So it's really fascinating topic to look at the different technologies that are being experimented with. And I guess my prediction, to answer your question would be, and a hope as well, is that we're going to see some advancements in those technologies, getting closer to commercial adoption and commercial scale, whereas in the past they've been confined to really pilots and in some cases still in the lab for some of the technologies, but at best really fairly confined pilots.
Well, hey, Catherine, I'm an R&D guy. I've been working in R&D my entire career. And one of the things I've learned working in R&D is that demonstrating something on the lab scale is only half of the battle. Getting a technology like this that is scaled up cost effectively is no easy task. And then on top of that, proving the performance that is needed to win in the market, very challenging.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the unfortunate reality is that no matter how impressive a technology seems, if we can't do it if we can't get some economies of scale, some efficiencies to bring the cost down to be something affordable for the market or tolerable for the market. It's, it doesn't matter how much demand there is. At a certain point, you need to achieve that cost feasibility as well.
That's right. It's pretty interesting. I was reading back in December about the National Defense Authorization Act for
Yeah,
2026, which was signed into law. And if you look at that act, it seems likely that some of the provisions in there and some of the strategies will result in a heightened demand for a more scalable PFAS removal and PFAS remediation technology and the infrastructure around that.
yeah, I hope so. That would be great if it accelerated the testing and adoption of some of these PFAS destruction methods, especially going, those methods that are not including like incineration, which is the traditional method for PFAS destruction. And as we both know, incineration isn't the most environmentally friendly option.
That's true. So some of the PFAS destruction techniques that I've seen, can operate at ambient temperature, things
Mhm.
like
Yeah,
photocatalysis. These are particularly intriguing because they have potential to be more practical, more cost effective
yeah,
compared to the thermal destruction where you pump a lot of energy into
right.
those techniques. Uh, and then further, I think it's really impressive to see that the studies suggest that these techniques can completely degrade short chain PFAS.
Right, which is the hardest part, right? So, okay, well, photocatalysis, that's one to follow. Maybe that method will take off more in 2026 and mature, get closer to wide scale commercial viability, or maybe we'll be talking about some methods that you and I don't even know exist right now by the end of the year. So it's interesting.
Yes, this will continue to be a hot research area. I think both in academia and industry. There's too much growing demand, too much public interest in this to not see some of these destruction techniques mature.
Yeah.
Will be interesting to see which kind of win out, become most prominent. Seems like a very tough technical challenge, but it's not impossible if you have the right level of investment in this, the right scientists across the world focusing on it. But I think we'll get to a place where this is going to work much more effectively.
Yeah. Yeah, you like to think that where there's a will, there's a way.
Yes, and while Greene Tweed ourselves, we're not working on this PFAS destruction per se. I think we're paying attention to what is developing. We similarly thrive at attacking some other of the most challenging problems that our customers face, whether it's in markets like semiconductor, aerospace, energy. We typically like these applications where it's a really aggressive environment, very critical, mission critical applications. We like to attack these problems from multiple angles, whether it's using our material science capability, our engineering capabilities, or product design, advanced manufacturing processes. The great thing about working for Greene Tweed is we can attack problems from these multiple angles.
Very true, and probably a good note to end on. So, thank you, Brett, for spending some time with me today.
Thank you, Catherine. Again, this is an exciting and interesting market. A lot of smart people are working on it. Greene Tweed is going to stay at the center of this market and really work with both the fluoropolymer suppliers and our customers to help navigate through this. And I think our products and technology will continue to be at the center of the solutions needed to take the industry in the right direction.
Yeah, I think so. Well, to anyone out there who's watching this, thank you for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed being a fly on the wall for our conversation here. If this is a topic of interest to you, PFAS, check out our upcoming webinar. Actually, Brett himself will be part of that, and it's called Innovating Beyond PFAS, High Performance Solutions in the Evolving Fluoropolymers Landscape, and that'll be on March 5th. So please register if you're interested. All
See
right,
you
Brett.
there.
Yeah, see ya.